Welcome back to the Federal Drive with Terry Gerton on Federal News Network. A new program called Disasterville brings National Guard missions into schools through a mix of physical props and virtual reality, letting students step into the middle of a flood, wildfire, or earthquake response. It's part of a broader effort to build awareness of the Guard's role in disaster relief. Here to explain the effort is Staff Sergeant Adam Szabo from the National Guard Bureau. Staff Sergeant Szabo, it's so great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Terry. Good morning.
I am so excited to hear about this. I want you to tell us about Disasterville. Right. What is this from the National Guard's perspective?
So Disasterville is actually it's going to be an implementation through the form of virtual reality headsets and simulations for high school students, faculty, anybody that will be involved on site. But it's going to be kind of a mock disaster relief situation that's going to be taking place in high school gymnasiums across the country this spring. So in the form of earthquakes, flash floods, and wildfires, these high school students are going to run through 3 10-minute simulations that are going to mimic and show what the National Guard responds to and how we support our local community, our state. And we even have, there's different obstacles that they have set up, missions. We even have an inflatable Zodiac, inflatable boat. So in teams of 5, they'll be working through these simulations, trying to rescue citizens, pets. They'll be sitting in the boat acting like they're paddling oars, even picking up, like the fire hose, and also, putting out wildfires and, clearing debris. So this will all be taking place in high school gymnasiums throughout the country this spring.
This sounds like a pretty high-tech adventure. What motivated the National Guard to create something like this and then roll it out?
So we noticed there was kind of a gap. A lot of these high school students, they may be unaware of the different missions that the Army National Guard specifically handles. So one of our main responses, and unfortunately in the last couple months, last few years, natural disasters are more frequent than ever, sadly. But the Army National Guard is always ready to answer that call. So we want to show them that side of helping out our fellow citizens too, and anybody in the area that we can assist with these natural disasters. So with these 3 focuses, they get a chance to get to feel for that through virtual reality.
There's got to be a recruitment angle to this as well, right?
Yes, absolutely too, because we're looking for those uncommon individuals too, that maybe want to be a part of a mission or an objective or just a focus that's bigger than themselves in the form of helping their fellow citizens. So absolutely, and we would like to if they're looking to get involved, this is what we have to offer, and this is the good side or a really great side of the National Guard that I personally been a part of.
I'm sure that you must have tried this out before you're getting ready to take it on the road. What does the experience look and feel like when you're actually in the middle of it?
I could tell you this is my first time doing a virtual reality headset. I never played, I'm not a big video game person per se, but trying this out with the rest of my staff, it's a lot of fun, but it's not too realistic where, it makes the students nervous. It's enough where they get excited about it too. And you see them smiling ear to ear, with their friends, even the teachers, that are coming by, their staff. They're having a great time, and we got to try it out at the DC Armory, I believe, 2 weeks ago. And I've never seen, well, not never, but I've seen kids just so happy, and they were just having the best time with it. So we're looking to bring that energy throughout schools this spring. What
kind of questions are you getting from the students?
They're asking, hey, have you done this before? How frequent? Hey, can we do it? Can we do it again? That's always a question too. Can we go through it again? More just asking about, since this was activated in DC, with the 3 focuses of earthquakes, wildfires, and flash floods. I guess it wasn't relevant to the disasters itself, but more so just, hey, have you done this before too, and what's it like?
And how about the response from teachers and school administrators? What have they been saying?
I mean, they're what I've seen too, and after speaking with a few of them, they were just appreciative the kids were having fun with it. It's a nice field trip. So after talking to them and seeing our staff interact too, they were, they're happy to see the kids having fun too and enjoying it.
So you mentioned that this is done through virtual reality, but you also said they get to paddle a boat. How are the physical demands replicated in these kinds of adventures?
For this event too, it's not really physically demanding. So it's you're actually you're simulating. So you'll have the headset on, and you'll see a paddle oar or the jaws of life, but you're not. It's not actually lifting up heavy. Simulating like a chainsaw or anything, but it feels like it's right in your hand with the headset on too. So, when with it all being virtual reality, it feels like, it's a simulation, but it's not necessarily physically demanding for this. So really anybody could do it, and there's no physical, setbacks on this.
You mentioned the 3 scenarios. Do they change as you go to different geographical areas?
Correct. Yeah. So with these it's basically 3 stations. So, and the reason we chose the earthquakes, the flash floods, and the wildfires, just because we feel like those are the most prevalent too that we responded to. But so you'll stop, you'll do one for 10 minutes, take a quick break, set up to do the flash flood, about 10 minutes to mission, and then you'll set up for the wildfire for 10 minutes.
I'm speaking with Staff Sergeant Adam Szabo, who serves in the marketing and advertising branch of the National Guard Bureau. So, Sergeant Szabo, let's kind of dig into a little bit more about this. How does putting students in the middle of the mission really help them understand what the Guard does?
It's just So I would say it's more so just to get them to show another to a great side that what we do. I come from the Michigan Army National Guard, so, ice storms, a lot of flash floods too. And those were, a lot of the flash floods that, not a lot, but they were over 5 years ago too that were happening. So that new generation, that uncommon individuals that we're looking for, it's like, hey, this affected your community not too long ago too. So if anything happens, this is the organization you could potentially be a part of, helping your neighbors, your friends, your family. And those are, several of my peers and colleagues. So that's kind of, what we're looking to achieve with this too. Just like, hey, it may not have happened when you remembered, but this is always something we're willing to be activated for and answer that call.
Is that an explicit message to the students as they participate, or is it just really in response to questions that might come up?
Probably in response to questions that come up too, just like, because like I mentioned too, for example, the activation that we were on in DC, or building this Disasterville event, the earthquakes aren't too common, but they're just curious too to see, hey, do you guys actually respond? It's like, yes. In some states, some areas, regions, we do.
Have you noticed any difference in students who maybe come from military backgrounds versus those who haven't had much exposure to the military?
I guess, so in DC, we actually had the JROTC group that came in too. So speaking to the faculty, the cadre there too, you noticed they were so excited to do it too from that background. So that was great to see.
Has anything really surprised you in the way that the students approach these simulations?
They definitely have fun with it too, just like myself. I wouldn't say anything surprised because, you feel like you're actually there, and it's the group of 5, so they're kind of, they're bumping around, maybe hitting each other on the shoulders on accident too, just because it's so, the simulation, they try to make it, somewhat accurate too. But I wouldn't say anything out of the ordinary too. Same as myself reacting to it.
What do you hope that students take away and remember from this experience?
We would like for the students just to show that, hey, if you're looking to be a part of something bigger than yourselves, different organization that, promotes teamwork, camaraderie, and is there for that selfless service, taking care of others. This is a great organization and great team to be a part of that, we're thankful for, and we're looking for those uncommon individuals to join us. As
you roll this out, and you are taking it literally on tour across the country, are there metrics that you're going to be tracking to evaluate whether or not this is a success, other than just, it seems like everybody had a great time?
Yeah, that's something my team is working on too, and they could better answer that than me, but that's something they're monitoring too, and be tracking that as well.
Because I would think, tracking whether or not any of the students who participate ultimately come back around to a recruiter would be a key piece of this.
Right, and then we'll have National Guard representatives there on site too, so if they are interested in learning more. But even if kids aren't interested in joining, I mean, obviously, we'd love to get those individuals to join our organization. But it's more so just, hey, like, this is what we do, and if there's something that comes up in your community, the Army National Guard is going to be there to assist.
Are you imagining a version 2.0 of this, or is this just sort of a one-time shot and then we'll see what happens?
I see this happening. Definitely, us making adjustments too. I can't speak for that personally too on that decision. That's above my head, but I could see this going a long way in the future, just with the short success that we've had and the feedback we've gotten.
Perhaps bringing in different kinds of scenarios.
It's definitely been discussed, but like I said too, I wish I could make that decision, but we're still, this is a start. But I mean, it's definitely been this discussion for sure.
Are you getting to go on the road with Disasterville?
I'm trying to. My schedule's a little busy at the moment too, but hopefully I can get in some trips because they're actually in Michigan right now, my home state. So so I had a little busy week too. So they're back home right by my brothers. So that would have been cool. But hopefully in the near future I can.
I've been speaking with Staff Sergeant Adam Szabo. He serves in the marketing and advertising branch of the National Guard Bureau. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for your service.
Thank you so much for your time, Terry. Appreciate your support.
We'll post this interview at federalnewsnetwork.com/Federal Drive. Listen to the Federal Drive on your schedule. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Still to come, a new Drone Killer cartridge aims to give Marines a simple, low-cost way to stop small drones with the rifles they already carry. But first, with drones now touching everything from security to agriculture, the University of Texas at El Paso is gearing up to train the people and build the technology that this new landscape demands. You're listening to the Federal Drive with Terry Gerton on Federal News Network.